Good morning, students. In this session, I will discuss second unit mean value theorems. In that subtopic, Lagrange's mean value theorem. Lagrange's mean value theorem. The contents are Lagrange's mean value theorem statement, geometric representation of Lagrange's mean value theorem, and applications of Lagrange's mean value theorem. Objective and outcome. The objective is Lagrange's mean value theorem. Outcome is students get to understand the concept of Lagrange's mean value theorem and its applications. Statement of Lagrange's mean value theorem. Let f of x be a function defined in closed interval ab. F of x is a continuous in closed interval ab and f of x is a differentiable in open interval ab. Then there exists at least one point, say C, in open interval AB, such that f dash of C is f of B minus f of A upon B minus A. So here f is defined in closed interval AB, which is must and should be continuous in closed interval AB. That means the graph of the curve is existed and the function is well defined in this interval. And f is a differentiable, that means f of x having a derivative existed in the open interval AB. Then there exists at least one point, say C, in open interval AB, such that satisfying the equation f dash of C is f of B minus f of A upon B minus A. So there is a difference between f of A and f of B. Suppose both f of A and f of B are equal, that is f of A and f of B are at equidistance, then f of A is equal to f of B, that the numerator value becomes 0 here, 0 upon B minus A is 0, thus we will have f dash of C is 0. Thus the Lagrange's mean value theorem clearly reduces as Rolle's theorem. So in case of f of A equal to f of B, Lagrange's theorem is reduces as Rolle's theorem. So here f of A cannot be f of B. So once again, f of x is a function defined in the interval AB, satisfying the conditions f of x is continuous in closed interval AB and derivable in open interval AB. Whenever f satisfying these two conditions, there exists at least one value for x, say C, in open interval AB, such that f dash of C is f of B minus f of A by B minus A. Geometrical representation of Lagrange's mean value theorem. Let f from closed interval AB to R be a function satisfying the two conditions of Lagrange's theorem. Those two conditions are f is continuous and f is derivable in open interval AB. The graph as shown in the figure. So clearly it is a curve in between A and B, and f of A is not equal to f of B here. So there exists a value C here. Clearly f dash of C value is can be computed by using formula f of B minus f of A by B minus A. Here also three values existed, C1, C2, C3. Geometrically, Lagrange's mean value theorem means the following. Y equal to f of x is a continuous curve in the closed interval a comma b. At every point x equal to c. So here the point C lies between A and B. On the curve y is equal to f of x, there is a unique tangent to the curve. By Lagrange's mean value theorem, there exists a point C which belongs to open interval AB such that f dash of C is f of B minus f of A upon B minus A. Geometrically, there exists at least one point C on the curve between A and B, such that the tangent line is parallel to the chord AB bar. The tangent line must and should be parallel to the chord AB bar. So it is the geometrical representation Geometrically, there exists at least one point C on the curve between A and B such that the tangent line is parallel to the chord AB bar. So it is the chord AB clearly horizontal to the tangent line. Now applications. So first one is verify Lagrange's mean value theorem for the function f of x cube minus x square minus 5x plus 3 in closed interval 0, 4. Let f of x be a given function. Clearly it is a polynomial in x. So it is a continuous and differentiable for every value of x. X belongs to real numbers. In particular, f of x is continuous in given closed interval 0, 4 and which is derivable in the open interval 0, 4. Hence, by Lagrange's mean value theorem, there exists a value that is x, say it as some c belongs to open interval 0, 4 such that f dash of c is f of 4 minus f of 0 by 4 minus 0, that is f of b minus f of a upon b minus a. So here a is 0 and b is 4. Comparing the closed interval ab with closed interval 0, 4, a is 0 and b is 4. So f dash of c is equated to this expression. F dash of c means f dash of x is 3x square minus 2x minus 5 plus 0. So it is the derivative of f of x with respect to x. In that f dash of x, just we have to replace c to get f dash of c. So f dash of c is equated to f of 4 minus f of 0 upon 4. But f of 4, f of 0 are the functional values at the ends of the intervals. So f of 4, which is obtained by replacing 4 in the given function, f of 0 is obtained by just replacing 0 in the given function. So f of 4 value clearly here 31 and f of 0 value is 3. Substituting these values, which is equated to 3c square minus 2c minus 5. So we will have a quadratic equation in C. To get the roots, we will have the formula C is minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. So we will get the C values like 1 plus root 37 by 3 and 1 minus root 37 whole upon by 3. So there are two values are existed for C. So clearly C value 1 plus root 37 by 2 clearly lies in the open interval 0, 4. Thus, the Lagrange's mean value theorem is clearly verified. So once again, verify the Lagrange's mean value theorem for the function in the interval. F of x is a polynomial in x which is continuous and derivable in for every value of x. In particular, f is continuous in the given closed interval and derivable in open interval. Hence, by Lagrange's mean value theorem, there exists a value for x, say c, which lies in open interval 0, 4 such that f dash of c is f of b minus f of a by b minus a, that is f of 4 minus f of 0 by 4 minus 0. So let it be equation 1. Now computing the values, functional values at the end points of the intervals, that is f of 4 value is 31, f of 0 value is 3, which is equated to 3c square minus 2c minus 5, negative 5 let it to the right hand side, it will become 12. Now let it to the left hand side, it will be negative 12. Now we will have a quadratic equation in C. The roots of quadratic equation C, which are obtained by using minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. So using the formula, we will have two values for C. Clearly values are existed or lies in open interval 0, 4. Thus the Lagrange's mean value theorem is clearly verified. Next problem. Verify Lagrange's mean value theorem for f of x is log x base e in closed interval 1e. So given f of x is a log x base e, this function is a continuous in closed interval 1e and derivable in open interval 1e. Hence, by Lagrange's mean value theorem is applicable. Here by this theorem, there exists a point C in open interval 1e such that f dash of C is f of b minus f of a upon b minus a. Here a is 1 and b is e. That is f of e minus f of 1 by e minus 1. So f of e value is log e base e, that is 1. F of 1e is a log 1, but log 1 value is 0 upon e minus 1, that is 1 by e minus 1. So f dash of c is 1 by e minus 1, but what is f dash of c? F dash of x is log x. F of x is log x, whose derivative is f dash of x is 1 by x. Now f dash of c is 1 by c. So 1 by c is equated to 1 by e minus 1. So 1 by c is equal to 1 by e minus 1, which implies that c value is e minus 1. Clearly, this c value is lies in the open interval 1e. So hence the Lagrange's mean value theorem is clearly verified. The value of e is lies between 2 and 3. Approximately 2.532 something is the value of e. So once again, given function which is continuous in closed interval 1 comma e and derivable in open interval 1 comma e, by Lagrange's mean value theorem, there exists a point say c in open interval 1e such that f dash of c is f of e minus f of 1 whole upon e minus 1. The value is 1 by e minus 1. But f dash of c is, f dash of x is 1 by x, so that f dash of c is 1 by c. So equating these two, c value is e minus 1. Clearly c value is lies in the open interval 1e. Hence the Lagrange's mean value theorem is clearly verified. Another application. If a less than b, then prove this inequality using Lagrange's mean value theorem and deduct the following. So using Lagrange's mean value theorem, we can prove the inequalities also. It is one of the application for Lagrange's mean value theorem. So to prove this inequality, we have to take the function as tan inverse x. Clearly this tan inverse x is defined in closed interval AB where a is less than b, which included in 0 and 1, such that 0 less than a, less than b, less than 1. Now since f is a continuous in closed interval AB and derivable in open interval AB, these assumptions can be taken because we have to get a c value such that f dash of c is f of b minus f of a by b minus a. So since f is continuous in closed interval AB and derivable in open interval AB, so there exists at least one value of x, say c, in open interval AB such that f dash of c is f of b minus f of a by b minus a by Lagrange's mean value theorem. But what is f of x here? Tan inverse x. Hence f dash of x is whose derivative? That is 1 by 1 plus x square. Now f dash of c, which is obtained just by replacing x with c. Thus f dash of c is 1 by 1 plus c square. But there exists at least one point, say c, in open interval AB such that f dash of c is f of b minus f of a by b minus a. It is the value of f dash of c. Now f of b is, f of x is tan inverse x, hence f of b is tan inverse b. F of a is tan inverse a because f of x is tan inverse x. So let it be equation number 1. Now since a less than c less than b, now squaring the each term in this inequality, that is a square less than c square less than b square, and adding 1, so we will have 1 plus a square less than 1 plus c square less than 1 plus b square. Now taking the reciprocals for this inequality, we will have 1 by 1 plus a square greater than 1 by 1 plus c square greater than 1 by 1 plus b square. Clearly here the sign less than becomes greater than because we have taken reciprocals of the each term of the inequality. Here one point must and should be cleared, that is the important point is the sign of the inequalities changes only in two cases, that is while multiplying with negative sign, that is minus, and second one is while taking the reciprocals. These 2 points must and should be remembered while solving the inequalities or while proving the inequalities. 2 points must and should be clear. One is while multiplying the negative sign, while taking the reciprocals, the sign of the inequality must and should be changes. So from these two equations, we will have just substituting 1 by 1 plus c square in second equation, we will get the inequality like this. This can be clearly written as like this because throughout the inequality which is multiplied with b minus a, and we know that a greater than b greater than c can be written as c less than b less than a also. So thus we will get a third one. It is the required result. Clearly the inequality has shown. Clearly this inequality has proved. Now we have to deduct the following. To deduct this, we have to take the values of a and b. So putting for to get the first inequality, we have to put a equal to 1 and b as 4 by 3. Substituting these values in this inequality, a equal to 1 and b equal to 4 by 3. But what is the value of tan inverse 1? Tan inverse 1 is pi by 4. No, we will have negative pi by 4 in middle, but we have to get this inequality. For this, just we have to add the inequality with pi by 4. So adding the inequality with pi by 4, so we will have the required inequality, hence proved. Now to get the second inequality, we have to take a equal to 1 and b equal to 2. Substituting in above, we will get like this. But what is the value of tan inverse 1? Pi by 4. Pi by 4 is added to the whole inequality. So we will have like this, and taking the LCM on left hand. So adding the pi by 4, we will get the inequality, hence the inequality as shown. So simple. Just we have to define the function f of x as tan inverse x. By Lagrange's mean value theorem, we have to take the equation, that is f dash of c is f of b minus f of a by b minus a. So we will get the equation like this. 1 by 1 plus b square is tan inverse b minus tan inverse a by b minus a. Since we have a less than c less than b, we will take squares for the inequality, and adding 1, we will get 1 plus a square less than 1 plus c square less than 1 plus b square. Now taking the reciprocals, the sign has to be changed, replacing the value of 1 by 1 plus c square. So the simplifying or multiplying with b minus a throughout the numerator, we will get the inequality like this, hence the inequality is proved. Now to get the deductions, we have to replace ab values, take a equal to 1 and b equal to 4 by 3, we will get first inequality. While putting a equal to 1 and b equal to 2 in the above inequality, we will get the second inequality. Another application, show that for any x greater than 0, 1 plus x less than e power x less than 1 plus x e power x. To prove this inequality, just we have to take the function which is defined as e power x. So clearly f of x is e power x. Since given that here x positive, that is x greater than 0, so that we can define the interval as closed interval 0x. Clearly f is continuous in closed interval 0, x and derivable in open interval 0x. By Lagrange's mean value theorem, there exists a point say c in open interval 0, x such that f dash of c is f of b minus f of a by b minus a. But what is a here? 0, b is x. So that f dash of c is f of x minus f of 0 by x minus 0. Just we have to take f dash of c, we will have f of x is e power x. So f dash of c is e power c, because f dash of x is e power x. The derivative of e power x is same e power x. So replacing the above values, f of x means e power x, f of 0 means e power 0. But what is the value of e power 0? 1. So it is the value of e power c, that is e power x minus 1 by x. Let it be equation 1. Now take the inequality 0 less than c less than x, because since c lies between 0 comma x, it means 0 less than c less than x. Just taking the exponential powers to this inequality, that is e power 0 less than e power c less than e power x. Now from equation 1 we will have the value for e power c, just replacing e power x minus 1 by x. Now clearly x is a positive because 0 comma x is the interval. Clearly here x is a positive. Now multiplying with throughout the inequality numerator with x. So x less than e power x minus 1 less than x e power x. In middle x get cancelled. Now just adding the inequality with 1, we will have 1 plus x less than e power x less than 1 plus x e power x. So it is the required inequality which has shown. So simple, just we have to define the function, we have to define the interval. Clearly f is continuous and differentiable by Lagrange's mean value theorem. There exists a point c which lies in open interval 0 comma x, satisfying the equation f dash of c is f of x minus f of 0 by x minus 0. Replacing the values, we will get the value of e power c. Let it be equation 1. So since c lies between 0 comma x, we will have a inequality, that is 0 less than c less than x. Just simplifying this inequality, we can show clearly the required inequality. For this we have to take the exponential function power to each term, but e power 0 value is 1, and replacing the value of e power c and multiplying the inequality, whole inequality with x. Clearly x is a positive, the sign could not be changed. So x less than e power x minus 1 less than x e power x, just adding 1 to this inequality, the required inequality as shown. Another important application, calculate approximately fifth root of 245 by using Lagrange's mean value theorem. So given function, let it be f of x as fifth root of x. Here we have to compute fifth root of 245. For this, the function is defined as fifth root of x. That means fifth root of x means x power 1 by 5. And define a as 243, b as 245. A is defined as 243 because we will have the root of fifth root of 243 as 3. We have to take nearest root value as a. That is a is 243 and b can be taken as 245. So here f dash of x is the derivative of x power 5. X power n derivative is n into x power n minus 1. So for x power 1 by 5 derivative is 1 by 5 into x power 1 by 5 minus 1. 1 by 5 minus 1 is minus 4 by 5. Now f dash of c is 1 by 5 into c to the power of minus 4 by 5. These are the values which are substituted in the Lagrange's mean value theorem condition, that is f dash of c is f of b minus f of a by b minus a. So replacing all the above values. So clearly here c lies between 243 and 245. We can take c as 243. So substituting the values, we will get the value as 3.0049. It is the value of fifth root of 245. So simply we can find out the square roots, cube roots, fifth roots, fourth roots, fifth roots. All values can be easily obtained by using Lagrange's mean value theorem. It is one of the most important application for Lagrange's mean value theorem. We can find the square root, cube root, fourth roots, fifth roots and so on. These values clearly obtained by using this formula. Formula for Lagrange's mean value theorem is f dash of c is f of b minus f of a by b minus a. Another application, if f dash of x is a 0 throughout an interval, closed interval ab, then prove that mean value theorem f of x is a constant in that interval. So here we have to prove that f of x is a constant function. So for this, f of x is defined in the interval closed interval a comma b, and let f dash of x is 0 for all x in open interval a comma b. So clearly f dash of x is 0 given. Now we have to prove that f of x is a constant function. So for this, f dash of t is defined in the interval, closed interval a comma x, for x lies between in this interval, that is a to b, x lies in a to b. So here we have a sub interval in between a comma b, we will have x. We can divide the interval as a closed interval a comma x. Just we have taken a comma x interval, in that we will define f dash of t. Now f of t exists in open interval a comma x. So by Lagrange's mean value theorem, there exists a point C in open interval a comma x such that f dash of C is f of x minus f of a by x minus a. But f dash of C is 0 because f is f satisfying the Lagrange's mean value theorem, and f dash of C, which is f dash of C value here, 0 by the given statement. So on cross multiplying, we will have f of x minus f of a should be 0 because f dash of C value is 0. So just cross multiplying, we will get f of x minus f of a is 0, which implies that f of x is negative f of a. If it comes to right hand side, it will be positive f of a for all values of x. Thus f of x is a constant function. F of a, what is f of a? Constant. Replacing the a in the given function f of x, we will have a constant. So hence f of x is constant. So simple thing. So given that f dash of x is a 0, now we have to define the f dash of t, which is defined and which is continuous in closed interval a comma x. F of t satisfying the Lagrange's mean value theorem conditions. By Lagrange's mean value theorem, we will have f dash of x, that is f of x minus f of a by x minus a. So f dash of C is a 0, just cross multiplying, we will get f of x minus f of a is a 0, which implies f of x is equal to f of a. So f of x is a constant function. Thank you. For any clarifications, doubts, for any queries, please contact. So mail address skabdulshakir786@gmail.com. Thank you.